I still have my dignity.
You and your sister are both pretty
thin ice.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What is going on now? Is it just
Panic, flee, run.
No, I'm just looking
right.
at OBS.
Oh right.
Oh right.
What? Who?
Hope wasn't here for everything. I just remember that or realized that. My bad.
Yeah.
Mini recap of what I missed, please.
Broken Ridge kind of betrayed you guys.
What?
Yeah, that's what you kind of missed.
Essentially, the medicine was
the medicine wasn't really needed at all. The reason he sent you out for it was because it was essentially a red herring. He needed to get you out of the way so he could make a deal with the Drow because he was threatening to do something to the city that would destroy it. And it was something he couldn't stop. So he needed to get you guys out of the way so that way when he was getting the deal done, once you guys came back, he could tell you about what happened. He didn't do it because he was evil. He did it because he was trying to save you guys.
And we couldn't be here to help because...
We're tiny baby adventurers.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with the price of tea and wherever port?
EPK.
All right. So
why do I feel like I've just come back into the room and everything's on fire? I am that one pizza delivery guy who's walked into the room and everything's on fire.
Everything is on fire.
All right. Everybody good to go? Yes? Checks all around?
Last thing, Hope, with this information now, in order to stop it, we have roughly 8 weeks in order for
you guys have already been gone for a while. So, granted, while you were gone, it took you... Oh, geez, it was a while. He said 8 weeks. You guys have been gone for about 6.
So we have a fortnight.
You guys have about 2 weeks to sail and get to where you need to go.
Well, looks like I'm charming a ship that can get us there fast.
You guys already have. You guys already have a ship's captain who's a good friend of yours.
Well, no, I meant like get a faster ship. Just pay with my voice, continue to say.
Wow.
Yes.
Berate Beth as you might, sure.
Give Beth, even though they're not here, give Beth some screen time. Come on, Hope. She's just a sister.
Yes. Let's just, we have a good friend who's a captain. Let's not borrow them.
You know who's our captain? It's almost like we're part of a crew. But hey, who gives a shit?
Look, man, I don't know what you're talking about. You guys basically kidnapped Clyde.
I don't know what you guys are talking about either. Like, Soren literally just hitched a ride.
Yeah, essentially.
You know what? Fuck it, whatever.
Might as well. All right.
You stepped on board. You signed the contract.
I never signed nothing.
What contract?
Don't worry about it.
All right. So, everybody else good to go. Check, because I am going to recap. Checks? Yes? Good? All right.
All good.
So, let's go ahead and get into tonight's session and game of Dungeons & Dragons. All right.
Dragons.
Hey, only I could do that. Shut up. Anyway. Getting back into it to where our intrepid and beloved adventuring party last left off. Gathering ourselves around, our party has found themselves betrayed, or at least somewhat, pulled the wool over their own eyes. As their patron and Lord Companion, Lord Brokenridge, the owner and somewhat, or quasi-father, God, I can't speak English today, quasi-father of Port Ivy, bringing together this group of adventurers and champions from the local fighting ring. In doing so, our companions have managed to gather themselves around and to not only complete a series of quests and tasks that perhaps likewise might be inadvantageous to others, have managed to pull themselves out and into a rather well standing in the world. Their most recent conquest, that of traveling northward to a place called the Amber Forest, a place where the Feywild and material planes become a bit fuzzy in the lines and walls of reality. In doing so, finding a batch of medication, something for their lord who had been sick at the time to bring back to full working health. In doing so, our party made a very perilous journey to and fro, conquering not only the creatures of the Amber Forest, but also the way back, finding themselves cursed by some sort of effigy. As we pick ourselves up and get back into character, our party has just left the meeting with Brokenridge, the conversation still fresh on their minds, and the thought of being used in a way that's not exactly wanted, still fresh and pained like salt upon a fresh wound.
You got
But we,
cursed for this shit?
but we pick up there. As I go ahead and say the floor is yours, what would you guys like to do?
So really quick, who has the medicine?
You guys already gave that to Lord Brokenridge.
I used it. We don't know what it actually did, but it seemed to Mr. Brook, our Lord
And where are we
Brokenridge,
located right now?
Port
Probably-
Ivy. You're in. Okay, so let me give you kind of a zoom in of where you are. You're in Port Ivy,
Mm-hmm.
in Brokenridge's estate, on the
Mhm.
top floor near where the invisible tower is, where his private chamber and the bath is. If you remember when you guys first found him laying in a saltwater bath,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you guys currently just left that area.
I personally say we conduct a heist and get that medicine back because we did not use our own blood for
drank
nothing.
it. He drank it
Oh.
already.
Yeah, he already took it, and it actually, I mean, he was sick, so he did look astonishingly better after he took it, but it wasn't really needed.
Well, I say we get him to throw it up.
As he had explained, he was trying to help you guys because he knew that the drow would try and kill you if they knew you were anywhere near this place.
So did he explain, like, because I wasn't here last session, didn't he explain kind of what the deal was?
Yes,
Yes.
he did. It was essentially along the lines of where the last temple was. Remember the two temples that were
Mm-hmm.
that were filled with water that made that giant bowl in the Emerald Plains?
Yeah, yeah.
Essentially, the last one is roughly 8 weeks away because the reason why they're taking it so long is because they're going through the Underdark.
I would be like, that train being
And
called
they're
for
walking
freeloader.
there. By this point, we were already hitting back, so we only have roughly 2, maybe 3 weeks, roughly. But we can beat them to the punch by sailing, which will get there a week, at least by a week and a couple of days. So we have to find this last temple, and I forget what the last bit is, but if we fail,
Okay, you're kind of construing the facts here, but I just wanted to let you go for a moment. They threatened him with the last temple. They threatened him with it. However, the information he gave up was to a burial site. The burial site holds nothing but a soul, and within that lies the power to release anything. It is immensely powerful, like that of, how would I put this? Imagine in Indiana Jones when they found the,
Crystal Skull?
not the Crystal Skull, the thing the Ten Commandments was in.
Ark of the Covenant?
Thank you, yes. It's like that. It's like the Ark of the Covenant. That soul has immense power, and it's buried somewhere in the Travelian Brigade. You guys need to sail to it, steal it, and come back. If you don't, Brokenridge said do not come back to the city because it will be destroyed, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Hmm.
If you guys want a better explanation, you guys can go back to the previous VOD when we were going over what Brokenridge said. It's probably about the last 30 to 45 minutes is when Brokenridge is talking to you
I
guys.
probably should have done that before entering the session, but that's besides the fact. Man, I don't know what to do.
Well, the first thing we're gonna need to do is, well, I guess contact our old captain and probably see if they're still sailing in order to get there, because, well, be it either we do this or not, this land's gonna be doomed if we either way.
You guys go and see if you can contact the captain, see if you can locate her again. I'm going to see about locating some supplies, maybe.
I need to go at least gather some supplies as well, especially more herbs of the area for potions. From what Brokenridge said, the place is very desolate, so we'd be running on thin on supplies the moment we get there.
Food is probably going to be one of the things we're probably going to want to focus on making sure we have.
Food is the priority.
If it's
Clean
desolate,
drinking,
probably water.
clean drinking water. In my opinion, herbs to make stuff for the conflict to be, because that place is supposed to be one of the most deadliest. And I guess anything that we could fit on the ship. Hmm. I wonder if our captain managed to upgrade like she said she would. Now,
Well, how about you go take a look? I'll just look for some uh, basic supplies, and I'll come back and you guys can tell
we
me if
get
we
the
need anything.
yeah, we'll get the basic supplies and then I'll fly off to go grab everything else. All right.
Seems fair.
Uh, Nair, want to come with me to the port, or Clyde?
Yeah, I'll come with.
Give me 1 second. I need to switch to my iPod because I'm free labor and I don't want to miss D&D. So,
Yeah, no problem.
Yep.
1 second.
Believe me, I understand
Okay.
that. Do what you need to.
Yep.
But no, maybe if you're lucky, the captain has made a proper kitchen so that you can work in.
Oh, so I can burn it down again.
No, not to burn it, not to burn it down, but actually have it that you won't burn it down.
Hmm. Actually,
Maybe
one thing
maybe
that we
they.
should.
Sorry, you
Uh,
go.
uh, Apologies. We should probably also recruit. I'd say recruit people that we know. Maybe if we could try to convince. It kind of takes a moment to like ponder. Let me see. Um, Maybe people like Mr. Scalene or the chamber keeper. Maybe see if they were willing to help with this endeavor, or at least to make sure the ship doesn't sink or anything like that. If we're going to go to this, and be it if it fails or not, we're going to need to put all our assets together.
It's just I don't know how many people we're going to be able to really take along.
You could always
It'd
check
be
if you wanted to.
I know.
yeah.
That's why I'm going to go see the captain, see who we can, if we can fit any larger folk. No doubt we're going to need to. I'm trying to I'm trying to remember what game's character's name was.
Ryoka.
Okay, thank you. I know we probably would have to call upon Ryoka again. I know that she was adamant of taking care of that tiefling child. Her skills are some to be needed. Would they not?
Oh, they're definitely going to be needed. It's just try and make sure that everything's going to work out, at least in terms of supplies, space, and sanity, really.
Everything starts on small steps. I'll head to the port now. Come on, Naren.
All right.
And Bella's just starts walking towards the port.
Mm.
Well, actually, more so running, because
So, running off to the port, you and Niram dragging yourselves out from the high tops and getting yourselves down below into the city proper. It'll take you maybe about 30 minutes at a light jog or even running to get yourselves down there with any due haste. The city's pretty fucking large. It's like New York. Or, I guess for better reference for you, Niram, it would be kind of like, oh god. I'd say Frankfurt. Almost like Frankfurt.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
You get the picture?
Yep.
It's like yeah. But essentially, this is a large fucking city and it's spread out. It's not tall, it's wide. So, as you guys run off, we have Zoram, Clyde. You guys at the moment, you're still kind of standing there at the high tops. You guys do have your own direction to go to, but what do you want to do first?
Zorm is going to kind of just go down to the markety area and look for, I guess, food supplies, kind of basic like rations and things like that. I actually need
Okay.
to quickly double check how much gold I have.
All right. So you
Yeah,
and
sure.
Clyde pull yourselves out and immediately kind of run down from the high tops, almost following the same path that Niram and Volus would be following. However, in doing so, you split off just about maybe 4 or 5 blocks in. You spread off into the market, and they head off into the left, starting to head more of a westerly direction to get towards the harbor. You're going to reach your destination much sooner than they will. So getting yourselves there, we can go ahead and do this quickly if you want, or you can haggle.
Probably. I don't think Zorm would really haggle right now because he doesn't really try that.
Okay. You go to actually one of the places you do know around here. You've been to some of the food stores around as you were making your way out. The first time you had left on your first quest into the Emerald Valley, you guys actually came over and bought a few rations from a halfling. Same halfling is willing to offer you the same kind of price as he was previously and greets you, not like a friend, but as an old acquaintance. He's offering you 2 days of rations for a silver piece each.
For a silver piece each, 2 days ration. Math. And how long did they say it was going to take to get to?
To get to the Brigade Isle, it'll take just about a week and 3 days, and that's with good wind.
So I am going to put down math. How much would it be for 3 weeks of rations?
3 weeks of rations. Okay.
But like,
Right.
I'm trying to think.
Do it this way. 2 days of rations, 1 silver. So that means 2, 4, 6, and you've already gotten, what, that's 3 silver pieces for 6 days. So that means you now have an estimated 4 silver pieces. Multiply that by 3, you get 12. So it becomes a gold piece and 2 silver. You now have enough for 1 person for 3 weeks. So you're looking at 4 gold and 6 silver. Quick math.
Yeah. So I'll do that for.
Welcome to D&D, everybody,
Oh,
where
man.
we all do dice rolls and math for a living.
You
And
earn
why
your
am I
living with
sucking at
this?
math right now?
Living? No, we're just here
Mm.
painfully. Anyway,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll do it for 5 people right now because
5
I don't know.
people?
I don't know if
right.
Ryoka's coming.
All right, so 5 people for 2 weeks. You're now looking at, oh God. So this is, I previously said that was 4 gold and 6 pieces. You add an additional, that would only
That's
be for a
times 5.
week. So you double it. So you would double that. So it would become 8 gold and 12 silver pieces, making it, or rounding up to 9 gold, 2 silver.
I will place down 10 gold for him.
All right, and for that, he'll throw in an extra set of rations for you, about 4 days.
Okay.
Ta-da! Business. Makes the world go round. So, you secure the rations. It's all mostly dried meat and bits and pieces of what seems to be pretty much just mixtures of what people could use on a ship as you're sailing across. After that, we now go over to Niram. You and Volus, you guys are currently maneuvering your way across. You get to the harbor, and you do see a familiar ship. It does look bulkier, and the sails are new. So it does look like the ship's been taken care of and somewhat upgraded since you've last embarked upon it. And not previously seen to you, you actually do see what looks to be a majority of deckhands. Seems to be a crew now populates this ship instead of just the captain.
Mm. Let's see, where is she? And well, it's just kind of gazing around, like the ship, seeing if they could spot their old captain from where they are.
Well, making your way to the ship and you just about to step onto the gangplank, you do see Iris is currently, believe it or not, she's not raising her voice, and she doesn't look like she needs to. It seems like the crew she has is very respectful, and you actually see what look to be patches of the Broken Ridge crest on most of these guys. It seems like these guys are either under the employ or under the recruitment of Broken Ridge, and she's now working for Broken Ridge as well. So, you actually find Iris and her kind of flourishy red fired hair, and she's maneuvering around the crew. She's telling them what to do, and you see most of them are actually getting a lot of work done. They're preparing the ship. You're not sure for what, but they're preparing it.
Well, at least go up to say and greet Iris.
She gives you a smile and kind of tips her head. Oh, good to see you again. What can we do?
We got a mission from Broken Ridge,
Oh,
and we're going to need your ship and you to assist us in this endeavor. I would spare the details, but it is not meant for. Al just like gestures his hand around the open ship for the
but you
ears.
just seem to be in luck. We're about to be sailing out here in about 3-4 hours. So if you guys are ready to go, once you're back here, we should be off and sailing.
I see. Maybe we talk somewhere private so that way me and them can explain the.
She looks at the crew and then looks back at you and Niram. Sure. And she maneuvers you guys back to the main quarters.
Thank you. It is just them, right?
Yeah, it's just you, Iris, and Niram. And she closes the door behind you. So, what is it?
I won't sugarcoat it. Iris, this town's about to about to be destroyed in a few weeks. Maybe even the whole continent itself. Seems that the Drow are making a move, and we need your help to sail to a certain spot. I'm trying to remember this place.
You guys were given a map, but essentially, as you're talking to her, her first reaction is to laugh. She kind of giggles at you, bringing that sort of thing up, and reaches up and, "You're serious?"
You knew I was never the one for jokes.
And reaches up and grabs her chin a little bit. Where do you need to go?
Wallace kind of just pulled out the map. You need to go here.
Wow.
We'll provide any extra supplies and, among other things, be it herbs or potions or extra passengers to help, since we do need to find Ryoka first.
Iris shrugs. Well, the ship's almost ready to go, as I told you earlier. Just, we have the crew. If you want to get Ryoka, go and get her. This does kind of put a different spin on things.
How so?
Well, I thought you guys just needed to borrow my ship. I didn't know you needed it for a dire instance.
As much as I wish it was for that, it seems cases were different. Oh, and I'd advise that me and not Rowan, me and I'm forgetting the name and
Niram.
No, Zoram, because Zoram's the one that's buying supplies. Me and Zoram will be collecting extra supplies, but know this, and this comes from Lord Brokenridge. If we are unable to collect a certain item from there and manage to escape, we are not to return to Port Ivy, because there, of course, will be nothing left.
Well, whoever said everything about life was happy. Yeah, we'll be... Gods, yeah, we'll be ready to go.
Alright.
This will not go over well with the crew. Don't tell them about it just yet. I'll find a way to do it.
Of course. Keep in mind that this place that we're going to is very, very hostile.
Where are we going?
What's the place called again?
The Brigade.
I'm sorry, I keep blanking out today. I'm trying to remember names, and I'm looking at my notes. I'm just staring blankly because I have too much shit.
I just hear.
I'm sorry, my shit's forgetful, man. I can't really say much.
I'm just hearing the Windows XP the dial-up tone going off.
Oh no.
We're heading to the Brigade.
Pirates. Why can it never be easy with you guys? Yeah, we'll be ready.
Alright. I'm going to go aid Zonderman supplies.
Well, we have all the supplies we need for the crew, so you guys just need to cover yourselves.
Alright. Nam, do you have anything to say in this? Anything we should probably gather?
Well, not really. I think once we get Rarick in the boat, that'll be just about everyone.
In here, I thought you were gonna get some cooking supplies for the travel.
Oh, come on, as if I'm actually going to cook on the ship. you want to cause more property damage?
I'm back.
And you just see Iris kind of, yeah, we actually have a professional cook now. For the ship.
Maybe you could give Narum a few pointers.
He's a
Yeah.
good cook.
No,
we
no
don't need to
offense
worry about that.
taken, Alice. No offense taken.
It is a joke, my friend.
All right, here.
Shit.
Finally got the map able to be loaded up. So,
There we go.
essentially, this is the full world map as to what you guys would have. Well, at least offered on the ship with Iris, as you're in her captain's quarters. You guys are currently here, in this area. I'm going to go ahead and circle it. Being in this area, sailing pretty much northwesterly, you guys can make it to this area of the brigade. That is the area of which you need to find where this grave site is to gather this soul. In doing so, as you're sailing over, the brigade is an island nation of pirates, even worse than the Kamyar over here. It is pirate lords that are squabbling for territory and always fighting each other. Where you guys are heading, at least somewhat well known, Volus, you might know this. Go ahead and actually, no, Niram, you might as well. Both of you go ahead and make me a history check.
All right.
Go into a little bit of a lore dive here.
And I immediately drop my dice. Oh my god.
Perfect start.
Can I
Perfect
roll
start,
for
everybody.
Clyde because he might have been able to hear something
Yep.
on his travels?
My god.
I'll say later when they bring up to where you're going,
Okay.
Wait.
you might be able to understand where you're going.
Wait a fucking minute. Why is
Ah.
my thing stat history? The fuck?
Because you're a nerd.
Well, fuck you too.
Nerd. All right. So what'd you guys get?
I got an 11.
11. Okay. Volus.
I got a 27.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It is not a
Anyway.
nat. It is not a nat, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I gathered as much. In doing so, thinking about it, Niram, there isn't much you know about it. I mean, you do know there are pirates, and to the southern side, it's mostly small, pretty much fishing villages that have their own little small pirate ships that go along and raid near the coast. However, Volus, from what you would know, you would actually know that around the southern coast, from what you've been able to study, is owned by a rather renowned queen, a pirate queen by the name of Gedron. And she is one evil bitch. And that is the extent of what you know from your research and your previous installments of history that you've been able to learn.
Shoot, you know what I should have done?
What should you have done?
When we were at that mining place, I should have asked if they had a 40-pound boulder.
Your fucking catapult.
Look here, Mr. Shiny Rock Man. We already got you one at one point. We don't need to get you another.
What did it lead to? Our current
No,
troubles.
No, you don't know the value of the boulder.
Rose kind of like shudders a moment, just realizing, oh, what? So we're going to the address us.
Wait, what?
Because
What?
he knows, because you said, Grape, that he knows that
Yeah.
Dedra is like very evil. It kind of just clicked that they're going to their territory. So he's just kind of like looks annoyed.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm going to go gather some supplies for myself and the rest of us, and probably find Zordom as well.
So she
Nah,
waves you off. Well, then go and get it. Seems like we're on a bit of a time crunch.
very much so. Narm, if you don't seek Ryoka, make sure Rowan's not still high off his rocker.
Wait,
Wherever you left him.
Oh no. Oh no, and he just runs off.
Yeah, you guys left him alone. Well, hi.
No, you just hear like a distant, oh shit, oh fuck, god damn it.
Yep.
When there's that moment of realization of wait a minute.
Don't worry, we tucked him in when we left him. Fuck.
Wait a minute.
Just wait a minute.
Oh no.
Something ain't right.
Like the gears in your head just slowly start turning, and it's just like, wait a minute.
Has
Hold on a
anyone
minute.
seen a crazy bard eating bread? If so, please direct him to Lord Brokenridge.
You know what? Clyde is gonna immediately start looking at all the different bakeries in the town, being like, "Quick!" And he just starts running. Like the little frog plush that he has pinned to his shoulders is like fluttering in the wind.
All right.
His hand is on his beret, like trying to keep it from flying off.
All right. So it's now a race to try and find where your bard went.
Quick to the bakeries!
Well, this is just going to whatever alchemical or herbal shop there is in Fort Ivy. My God.
All right.
I mean, if he's gonna be anywhere, he's gonna be at a bakery.
Oh, I do not regret actually drugging Rowan. This is funny.
All right. So Niram, you take off in a flurry of motion and pretty much just you're not entirely sure as to what's going to happen, but you already know it's going to be bad.
Well, if that one event was any indication, you know, the frickin' like bard battle, and he wasn't even
The
high of
bard
his
battle
gourd
where
at that point.
The bard battle where he caused another bard to have an aneurysm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm back.
Welcome
All right.
back. But yeah, Aram just knows if we leave Rowan alone for too long, something's gonna go wrong. And at that point, I don't think the drow need to destroy Port Ivy.
As you rush off, Niram, you make it back to where you last left him at the Spoons Bowl. Clyde, you're running over and you check the bakery that you probably know he's going to be at. The one with the half-elf.
Mm-hmm.
The Widow's Bakery. You check inside. The beautiful smell of brown sugar and fluffy dough and fresh cake is immediately prevalent. But no, he's not there.
He kind of just like peeks his head inside, being like, excuse me, you know you're really bread obsessed, pastry obsessed bard that usually comes in here when he is available to. Do you happen to know where he might be at right now?
The staggeringly beautiful half-elf that turns around to look at you has flour and other such stuff just kind of smeared over her apron and face. It looks like she's been busy today.
Mm-hmm.
And beautiful smile. Shakes her head. No, sorry, I haven't seen him too much. He's been gone for a few weeks, actually.
Mm-hmm.
When he comes back, I'll make a mental note of it for you.
Thank you. If you do, can you wait? Where are we supposed to meet up at?
At the docks, you know, get ready to
If he
depart.
does stop by, please tell him to go by the docks. In the meantime, do you know of not to be rude, but do you know of any other bakeries around, particularly ones that do bread?
Most, if not all of them, do. It's the reason for a bakery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
She looks a bit kind of dumbfounded at the question, like, what?
I just kind of like takes a coin out of his pouch and kind of like flicks it onto the counter, being like, "Thanks for the information," and just goes running off to like a different bakery.
All right.
Like full on pays her a gold piece, being like, "Thanks for the info," and just runs away.
Oh
You
no.
book
I
it
mean,
off.
it's worth it.
And Niram, as you barge into the doors of the Spoons Bowl, there is a giant crowd and massive people currently standing about. And You hear them cheering, jeering, and a whole collage of other such things. You have no idea what's going on, but you're trying to force yourself through this massive crowd. And the moment you do, you currently open it up and you see what looks to be a giant sewer rat is being wrestled.
By whom?
That's a good question, isn't it? As you look over, you currently see the crowd is... There are people with hats out taking bets. There are men throwing out coin. There are people passing drinks left and right. And you currently see Rowan, who is wrestling a giant sewer rat. Like Wesley did in The Princess Bride. He's currently rolling and tossing around with this giant rat that is almost the same size as him.
Oh my
And
god.
people are going nuts.
Narum just stands there dumbfounded for a couple seconds. Just, observing this portrayal of insanity. I would have said, I don't know, valor, heroism, but no, it's just it's a scrawny man-child wrestling a giant rat.
For money.
Lovely. After those few seconds pass, Narum kind of just debates about, just thinks about, maybe I should just leave him here. Turn around, pretend I never saw him.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
his conscience catches up with him, and he's gonna go in and just look at Rowan. He's gonna push through to the first row, push through the crowd. The first row, just go.
People are, what's the big idea?
The big idea is that this butt muncher needs to get his ass in gear.
And you raise your voice, and he kind of staggers away drunkenly.
Okay, piss baby, enough fun. He just kind of grabs Rowan.
You grab the rat, you grab Rowan, trying to pry them apart, and all of a sudden it turns into a three-way fight. You have yourself trying to wrestle this rat away from Rowan. You have Rowan trying to pull onto the rat, and now you're trying to separate them. This is not going to end well.
To get away? Is my question.
You don't know.
I have an important question. Will cards be involved in this?
You have no idea.
I can tell you one thing for sure. Narum's going to go into a rage.
All right. As the red sheen of just pure, I can't fucking deal with this right now. You reach in and start prying them apart. Make me an athletics check, and this will be contested.
Okay, since it's raged, it's on advantage.
Yes, it is.
That is 23.
23. Yeah, the rat is the one that gives you the most resistance. You just pry Rowan apart like he's a child. I mean, you grab Rowan and peel him away. The rat is much harder to pull. You don't know why, but it's the giant frame and the large body. It actually seems to be rather muscular rather than fat. Very unusual for a sewer rat. But as you peel it away, you now hold Rowan in one hand and the rat in the other, and they're both almost like children in an old, pretty much comedy movie. They're still trying to paw at each other.
Oh, Narum's gonna do something fun now. Since he's got both of them in his hands, he's just gonna walk towards the door and chuck the rat away.
You walk towards the door, and the crowd's going nuts. They don't know what the hell is going on. People are laughing. People are crying. They don't know what's going on. They find it hilarious. They find it soothing. They find it embarrassing. It's a whole mixture of things. As you start dragging these things out, you see more people are trying to come in, seeing what the commotion is. And you have to fight through more of the crowd as the crowd is starting to follow you, seeing what you're doing.
Okay.
You go out and toss this rat. The rat squeaks and it pretty much rumbles out onto the street. And you see a couple of people look at this rat, and you hear a couple of screams from some of the passing women. A couple of children look at it, and they go back and run away trying to hide. You see a couple of men look at it and see most of them look impressed by the size of this thing. But up until then, you throw it out, and you actually manage to see that there are a couple of guards coming that way. And as you throw the rat out, the guards look at the rat, and you see they're going to go and chase after it, make sure it doesn't hurt anybody.
Yep, and Naram's just gonna carry Rowan to the docks.
He dragging Rowan. Rowan is, yeah, I was winning!
I don't care about if you were winning. We have shit to do.
That's your shit. I was doing my own shit. As you're dragging him along, his boots are scraping along the cobblestone, and he's flailing about. It's really embarrassing.
Poor guy.
I'm sick of your shit.
I'm sick of your fucking shit. But anyway, continuing. Niram, you're dragging him away. Clyde, you check the next few bakeries, and once again, they report that they haven't seen him. You do pass through. I mean, most of the bakeries are in the marketplace, so around the Spoon's Bowl, so you would actually be coming around where there'd be a lot of commotion. And knowing Rowan, you'd probably be able to figure out one or two things about, well, what was going on.
He pops in to the closest bakery. For whatever reasons, in my mind, it's like the cheapest bakery. And he's just gonna pop in, grab like 2 loaves of bread, and just like chuck a gold piece at the person working, being like, thanks, and just go running to see what the hell is going on. Just be like, quick, back up, like these are like ammunition almost, to just kind of like feed to Rowan, like calm him down. Like,
just very quickly grab a couple of pieces of bread, stuffing them in your arms, throw a coin at this. He's a rather stout man, big burly arms with thick sets of hair. I mean, this guy looks like an Italian baker.
Yeah, we just throw like a gold piece at him, being like, thanks, and just run away.
He sees the coin. Never mind. And goes back to what he was doing.
They pay for it.
Hey, you gotta pay.
Like, people, like, in my mind, like, people specifically go to this bakery just for, like, the cheapest bread imaginable.
Hey, it's an Italian baker. Makes cheap stuff, but it's still good. Who cares?
Yeah.
Bad for your heart, but good for the soul.
Exactly. All right. So you run over, and by the time you crest around the street, Clyde, still holding onto your beret as you round the street, you look over and see near him this hulking draconic figure, very easily picked out through a crowd. You just see him throw something into the street, and it looks to be a rat the size of a large dog.
What the hell happened to Rowan?
Oh my god. Oh no. Now I'm just imagining Clyde having the wrong idea and thinking that Rowan got turned into a rat.
Not only that, but you see Niram is dragging somebody away.
I'm gonna roll real quick to see if he thinks that someone got hurt and Niram's trying to take care of them, or if he thinks
sure.
that
Go ahead and make me an insight check.
Insight. Okay, I got a 5.
Oh no.
You can't really tell, but that rat is acting a lot like Rowan might. And you just see Niram dragging somebody away who's currently fighting against him, and you're not sure how to take it at the moment.
And I'm guessing I see the guards chasing after the rat.
You do. You see as the guards arrive and they start chasing the rat starts running towards you.
Rowan, no, don't run!
No matter what you've done, we can settle it peacefully. We'll bail you out.
Oh my.
Clyde's gonna like take out like one of the baguettes or like the Italian bread that he has, just like this giant loaf of bread, and just kind of like try and give it to the rat to go.
Make me an animal handling check at disadvantage.
Oh no, wait, Grape. I have to do this. This is essentially what's gonna happen.
Oh god.
Alright, I got a 10 and a 20.
You take a 10.
Yep.
Take the 10 and add your bonuses.
There are no bonuses.
Oh god. So as you rush up to this rat, you pull the piece of bread out, and the rat just runs right by. It doesn't even take you a second glance.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna look after the rat and be like, Rowan, come back. He like has the one like loaf of bread like under his arm and like the wrapping, and he's like waving the other one in his hand as he's like trying to run
Oh my
after this rat,
God.
like thinking that it's Rowan.
Oh
Just
Does
being
my-
like,
anybody does
get
anybody have
back here.
does anybody have a soundboard of old Scooby-Doo chase music?
No,
No.
sadly not.
Because that's what's going through my mind right now.
The only thing that's
As all of
going
a
through
sudden
my
the rat
mind.
runs by. Rowan the rat is now running off. Clyde's chasing it. The guards are looking confused, chasing after Clyde and the rat.
Wait, why are
Someone
they
look-
chasing after
there.
Clyde?
Because you might own the rat. You were just trying to stop it.
You know what? Fair.
Grape, look in memes.
Yeah, I
This
see
is how I imagine the
Yeah.
situation.
I see it. But as that's going on, and all of you are beginning this chase near him, you're dragging Rowan along. Eventually, you drag him down to the docks, and he's finally petered out, and he's now just laying there, still being dragged quietly, grumbling every so often, but now quiet.
Naram's just gonna look at him and go, "Okay, get on that boat. Iris is on there. You'll be safe. Stay there. We'll depart soon."
You're using way too big of words for him right now.
Oh no.
We leaving soon. There, that's all I had to
No,
say.
just points at boat, go.
You point him out, and
Sit.
Rowan sinks his shoulders and pretty much droops his way over, dragging his feet. He walks his way up the gangplank.
And once he's satisfied with the fact that Rowan's finally on the boat, he's gonna go and look for Ryoka at the Broken Ridge estate.
Okay. For doing so, go ahead and just make me a general perception.
Okay. That's an 8. Lovely.
Ryoka doesn't actually seem to be at the Broken Ridge estate.
Once he's there, he's going to take his time and ask around if they've seen her. And or if they've seen Ember, the little tiefling child.
Let us take them both with us.
Yes, actually, the more elven blood half-elf, that is the main, pretty much greeter for the estate. She's able to tell you that Ryoka is actually over by the Index. She and the child are actually being taken care of by the Index, so you'd have to go over there and find yourselves to their, well-being.
All right. Then Naren will make his way over there.
Okay. For doing so, make your way over, and you're met with the same solid-looking dwarf, the very rotund-looking squat figure sitting on a stool, puffy white beard that comes down to his belly button, thick and proudly braided. The silver and gray of the beard denotes the age of this dwarf, but you see there's still a lot of strength to his eyes. A long pipe coming out from his hands as he's puffing on it, and he looks over at you. Oh, wondering when you'd come back.
Yeah, it's been some while.
You here for your friend?
Yeah, I was actually about to ask for her.
She's taken one of our lessons from Mistress Colleen. You'll have to wait for a few minutes.
That's fine. He's just gonna lean in the corner.
Has patience for this, but not Rowan.
Well, yes, the difference is one of them is taking a lesson about caring for a child and what will you? The other one was wrestling a giant sewer rat in the middle of an inn.
My point still stands.
No, your point got thrown out the fucking bar.
Narum is aggressive today.
I think he's had enough of Rowan's shit. Actually, no. That's essentially what the fight was
Rowan
like.
and
No,
Rowan in live
that's-
action.
That's exactly what the fight was like. Actually, I mean, it was pretty pathetic. But anyway, moving on. After about like almost a half hour, Niram eventually, dwarf,
You
he
did
seems to
not.
get a message. Seems your friend is ready to be seeing you. She just finished up with her little training class. She'll be here in a minute. Dwarf goes over and opens the metal gate for you.
Yep. And Narum will enter. Look for Ryoka and Ember.
Stepping your way once again into the large campus of the main tower of the Index, or at least the magical index that settles itself in Port Ivy. It's familiar to you, and almost relaxingly so. You look over and see in the wide berth of area surrounding this tower, there are many sand pits. And you see, denoting most of these pits are a single, almost straw and stone mixture of what look to be target dummies. You see some of them are scorched and emblazoned. Others look to have what seem to be melts, or at least signs of melting and almost, well, being pulled apart by some sort of unnatural force.
A bit of nostalgia goes through Narum as he remembers some of the old back at the farm. When he didn't have his breath under control, might have been some mishaps, might have been some burnt down walls and some, roasted chickens. All
Demon
that.
child.
Yeah. But eventually, as you walk your way up to the main tower, you see Ryoka's coming up, and she's dressed in very, very rudimentary wraps. I mean, her chest is wrapped, and she wears a baggy trouser set, and that's about it. And she currently has a hand towel that she's wiping the sweat away from her brow with.
How you doing? Just freaking waves his hand.
Long fucking time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah, I bet.
drying herself. So what are you here for?
Well, you know the old party, right? So we
Yeah.
thought get together for a shindig. Maybe take care of something real quick, like 2-3 weeks. A lot of danger.
You see
Bit of thrill.
Ryoka seems to be thinking it over for a minute. I mean, she's really having a hard time deciding here. I need to find some... I could drop it off. I could drop her off at the Broken Ridge.
Yeah, I mean they at least owe us one favor, though. Maybe it would be better if she came along with us.
And she looks at you like a scorned mother. Are we planning on fighting something?
Preferably not, but while it's
Is
not
there
out of the
a
cards.
chance?
Yes, very much so.
I prefer to teach her how to do fighting myself rather than from experience. So, fuck that. I'll drop her off at Broken Ridge and I'll meet you guys back down by the docks.
All right, see you there then.
Oh, Narum, you should have mentioned that there wouldn't be a chance.
Well, Narum ain't that smart.
Oof.
Worst case, at least, well, if shit goes down, the Broken Bridges will at least have to, pay back their favor.
Oof.
Try to protect the child as best they can. Who knows? Maybe. Well, Narum's definitely going to accompany Ryoka over to the Broken Ridges and maybe there he can fill her in. Because he didn't want to do that in the school.
Okay.
Like, once they get to the Broken Ridge estate and she plans on dropping Ember off, he's going to take her aside, like, preferably in the presence of Lord and Lady Lord Brokenridge, specifically. And he's going to tell her more about the details of what's going on.
As you guys ascend from the lower city proper to the high tops, and then once again into the Brokenridge estate, she does request an audience with Lady and Lord Brokenridge. They grant it, as you guys are still their champions. In doing so, Ryoka does allow Ember to be granted over to Lady Brokenridge again. Lady Brokenridge looks like a happy aunt, and she takes the child in stride. Doing so, Lady Brokenridge does dismiss herself to go take care of the child. And then, in the presence of Lord Brokenridge, who's sitting at his desk, you have Ryoka standing there, still lazily dressed in her monk garbs, not even in her full tunic yet.
Yep. Naren will look around a bit to see if anyone else is in the room, and as soon as he's satisfied that there isn't, at least to the naked eye, he will ask Lord Brokenridge if they could maybe take this discussion into a study of sorts, away from prying eyes.
As I said, you guys are in his study.
Okay.
Like, when you guys requested the audience, when you request an audience with a noble, especially of his caliber, they bring you to his study or to his office.
Yeah, no, sorry.
No, I understand that. I'm letting you guys know for future reference.
All right. And Naren will explain the specifics of the endeavor to Ryoka. And in any aspect where Naren's information might not be enough, at least Lord Brokenridge will be there to clarify.
Go ahead and make me a general charisma check. And see how well she takes it.
Let's see. Okay, that one's
After all,
cocked.
she is a mother now.
Yep. No, I can't fault her for thinking of her child. Well, that's decent. That's a 15. 14 plus 1.
50. All right. She won't hit you yet, but she understands.
Well, he's trying to be truthful, but not
she does
comforting.
Kind of crack her neck a little bit. All right. Let's get this fucking done. Make sure it happens. And nothing happens to my kid. And she points her finger right into your chest like a spear. Am I clear?
Yeah, you're crystal clear. And don't worry, we're doing our part in protecting your kid by trying to keep the city safe.
Good. I wouldn't expect anything less. And she would walk off.
He says this as he almost made her a one-boob wonder.
Oh, really? You had to bring that one up again?
Oh, good times, huh?
Uh-huh. Sure.
Niram's
times.
Niram's conscience has to remind him every once in a while, hey, you almost killed her.
Anyway, like,
man, I can't believe you do that. Niram.
How long has that been, like, in game?
In game? 4 months.
4 months. Wow, it's been shorter in game than it has been in real fucking life.
Well, it's because you guys haven't had as many time skips as many of my other parties have. I mean, Hooby with party number 1, they have time skips to travel a lot. I mean, you guys are playing, or you guys stay pretty close to Port Ivy, so there's no real need for you guys to be maneuvering anywhere else.
Yeah,
so there's no time skips. And then every so often, I mean, every other party has a week, 2 weeks, and you just skip around. So, I mean, you guys have been probably my most, like, just consistent date party.
Oh. That's neat.
You say that like you're disappointed. Anyway, Moving on. As everybody manages to make their way back down to the docks, you reunite yourselves back on Iris's ship, and Iris is there to greet you all when you do.
Well, looks like we got the entire party back together.
Willis went to get herbs.
Herbs and ergs.
Okay.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that further reference for everybody else is making their way back to the ship while you're still doing what you need to do. So I'm just saying for reference, once you get what you need done, you're going to be back at the ship, okay?
Gotcha.
Understood.
Zorn's going to start handing out the
Yeah.
rations to everyone.
Probably be easier to just store them in the ship and record them for later.
Okay, so I'll do that then.
Just on the flip note here, Clyde. Eventually, after about maybe 30 minutes of chasing this rat with the bread, and the guards manage to corner you and the rat in an alleyway.
Yep.
You see the rat kind of snivels its way into the sewers, and the guards question you about what's going on.
Clyde would inform them that he is very concerned about his friend, as he thinks his friend has just been turned into a giant rat. And his friend is addicted to bread, which would explain the 2 loaves of bread he has on his person and why he was waving them around trying to get the rat's attention. And saying this out loud, he realizes he sounds like some sort of drug addict.
Well, at least you're honest about that.
As you're speaking, it's like, that really sounds stupid. And as that happens, you see the guards just look at you rather smugly, like there's no way they believe this story.
Clyde is gonna try and desperately make them believe that what he's saying is actually true and that he really thinks that his friend was turned into a giant rat that is now lost in the sewers. Because this is what Clyde is thinking right now. Clyde rolled. Clyde got a 5.
Okay. So, Clyde, go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
All right. Persuasion. Where did I put my dice? I put my dice here. 1 second. Persuasion is a +4. Nat 20. Nat 20 plus the 4.
Somehow.
God.
And then wait, hold on. It's saying that I have a +4 on persuasion, but my charisma is a +5.
So it's a 25.
Yes. I'll quickly fix that.
Oh, you're
But
good.
yes.
The guards look at you, and it starts off with smug smiles of, can you believe the type of shit they're trying to get off with? And the more you talk, the less crazy it sounds. Until soon enough, the guards are looking at you. So you're saying your friend was turned into a rat
That is what I'm
and jumped
believing,
into a
yes.
sewer?
That is what I believe just happened, yes.
You don't own the rat. And this isn't some sort of circus act, is it?
No. It
Sure.
is just a man afraid for his friend, assuming he has been turned into a rat.
Well, that seems to be a bit of a predicament. Frankly, magic isn't much of what the gods are here for. There ain't much we can do about it. However, since your rat friend has jumped into the sewer, there truly ain't much we can do about it now. We can go in and look after him once we have a suitable equipment and bolster reinforcements. But other than that, I don't think there's too much we can do. Other than wish your
Guards.
prayers and luck upon your friend.
Could you let me into the sewers so I can try and get him?
Be your funeral.
What other
look,
deadly creatures
but-
are down into the sewer?
Well, then your friend will be able to get out. I mean, he's a rat, for God's sakes.
He got himself in, he can get himself out.
Precisely. So, how about this? Why don't you just let your friend go and get on with your day, and maybe he'll come back to you later.
I just kind of was like, okay, and like hands the guard like the 2 loaves of bread, kind of like, just kind of like, here, like, give this to him when or if he eventually comes out. Use it as like some sort of thing to entice him with. And take good care of him.
Guards look at each other and look back at you.
On a level of
Well,
one,
Clyde's just been able to convince these guards that might actually be a person who just somehow got very unfortunate and was turned into a giant rat.
She's a witch, better.
Oh my
No,
god.
she's a witch. She
floats,
turned
don't
me
she?
into a newt. A newt. It got better. Monty Python, everybody.
I love it.
wow, you actually got a reference? Oh wait, no, that's Beth.
Damn.
Okay.
Do not confuse Beth's innocence and reluctance to watch movies. Anything.
Look, man, you gotta respect my authority over that sort of stuff, alright?
What did you just say?
Respect my authority.
You must respect my authority.
Yes.
But anyway, moving on.
I want to get off this ride.
Eventually.
I'm scared, please pick me up.
You make your way back to the ship, and you actually find Rowan sitting there on a stool in one of the rooms, looking miserable.
Clyde is gonna
You
look.
came back!
Clyde's gonna like look over towards the sewers where the guards might still be. And look back.
They're in the
Oh,
marketplace. You're at the harbor. You're
Okay.
a while gone.
Clyde's just gonna act like he doesn't see Rowan just yet. Rowan hasn't seen him just yet, right?
No, I mean
Alright,
Rowan. I mean,
Clyde.
you're on the ship. Rowan can see you.
Okay, well, can I roll to sneak past Rowan and quickly go buy another loaf of bread?
Don't you still have one left? If you gave
Sure.
one to
No, she
No,
could,
I gave
she
them
could
both to the guard.
Sure, make me a stealth check.
Oh my gosh. The
Stealth
sheer
is dexterity, right?
insanity that you have to understand what is going on in our group.
prime goof hours.
16.
Goof?
16.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in a slump, so he's not too busy with his surroundings.
Awesome. We're gonna, just kind of like sneak past him and just kind of like go to another, just like random bakery and just kind of like buy 2 more loaves of bread. And just
Obscure
once
bakeries
again,
are
just like
us.
toss like another gold piece at them.
No, the bread in this city only costs like 2-3
Wait.
copper pieces.
Oh
Clyde-
my goodness.
Like that's for a
Really,
loaf.
did you really
Hope-
just
hope-
draw that?
Oh, what was your stealth check again?
16.
Naren's gonna like side eye you. Just like, well, I hope you come back soon.
What the fuck are you doing? It's- That's
But
the vibe of
yes,
it.
to answer your question, I did draw that. Don't question it.
I'm just gonna
hit you with my baguette.
real quick download that picture and
And just put it on the stream.
And just put it on the stream.
It's real Rowan hours.
Just
But yes, that
And
is
I'll
what
just-
happened.
All right. So, in doing so, as you are continuing upon this venture, Volus, as you make it to one of the local herbalists, the local fragrances of the usual building, you see the old wood covered in bits and pieces of moss and other such, well, interesting plant life. You see vines and such growing out from between some of the slats. The windows are broken out, and you see as there are many other plants that are just growing out of that as well.
That's
It's like
just
the one
gonna,
I first encountered.
that's
Hmm.
just that's just gonna live here now. Wait, no, that's gonna cover the alert. This will be fine.
All right. So, for doing so, while this is going on, as you guys are doing this sort of stuff, getting everything set up and ready, Volus, what are you doing as you're entering into this shop?
He would try to take, at least as he's walking up to the counter, he's trying to see which herbs he do. Uh, they can notice right off the bat. And which ones he can't.
Make me a general survival check here.
Alright. That is survival.
And
17.
this is your usual this is your usual alchemical place, so you can actually pick up a couple of ingredients here. You know what they have normally.
I got
The 17, I understood. I heard. I'm just going over what you would already know. And in doing so, the individual before you, the little mousy woman, kind of a fuzzy brown hair, very large, thick glasses that seem to fit over her face. She seems more than willing to help you. Going through as it's assisted, what ingredients are you looking for? Like what to make what kind of potions?
Things like healing, haste, maybe something like mage armor? Not mage armor. What's it called? Gosh darn it. Just haste, maybe strength potions.
Okay.
Would there be a potion that would be able to make someone fly? Is the real question. But
Potion to make somebody fly.
hmm.
That's a difficult question because they only have ingredients. So let's see. Is the shopkeep? Okay, this is gonna be difficult. They have a book on what's needed, but they can't exactly tell you what higher level or higher tier spells can be created through this. They know the lower end magics. So they can assist you. They do hand you or can grant you enough supplies to make about 3 healing potions, minor. They do have enough for 2 normal healing potions. And then they do have enough licorice root here for 1 potion of haste. But as of creating potions of strength requires ingredients they don't have. You're looking, instead of an alchemical shop, you're looking for more of a monster hunter. Pretty much anywhere like a monster hunter camp, their sellers would have a lot more ingredients like an eyeball of a wyvern, heartstring of a dragon, that sort of thing.
I'm almost tempted to just buy a bunch of herbs. Before he does buy anything, though, he does take out one of the glow fruits, and he does ask if there's any, if they would know of any properties that they could be used to add it in, like say, for example, healing potions or something, like, what would it be good as a base for?
The little mousy woman looks at that, and her eyes kind of go wide as she sees this. They only sell those up north. How did you get one this far south?
I have my secrets.
Oh, please, I must know.
It's just a long bits of travel. Honestly, it's for all it's worth. Um, it was a pain to gather when heading up north.
Well, there's a special bakery, the Amberwood Bakery, to the north. And what they do is they take the fruits from the Amber Forest, and, well, like you have, and they bake them, and they turn into these wonderful pastries and cakes. And when they do, they almost have a magical quality to them. Something you can feel. Though I'm not sure if anybody else besides them have the magic to do that. So I'm sorry.
There's no shame in it. No shame in it. But thank you for letting me know. Maybe once if I ever decide to head back up north, I'll seek this pastries out. I know some of my friends would. Um, as for what herbs you have, um, how much would it be to try to attain, kind of just looks around, at least a decent supply of herbs for healing and I guess that one.
Are you referring for medicinal herbs to just use for healing, or are you talking about herbs to be used in the making of potions of healing?
Both.
As stated previously, they have enough because she's going through her book and the inventory. She has a thick leather-bound book of recipes of. I know it's a pretty weird thing to reference, but you know that new Alchemist game? Where
Oh
it's
yeah,
yeah, it's kind of like that. She has a large book of records of what ingredients are used and how to make potions. Like, it's a giant fucking book.
Mm.
And flipping through it, you can see that as she's going over it, she'll go over to a couple ingredients and see what they have. And to you, as I said, they have about enough for 3 minor potions of healing, 2 healing potions, 1 potion of haste, and the rest of them are just medicinal herbs you would put to make sure something doesn't get infected.
I guess I'll just take the herbs that would be used for normal healing potions and haste.
Okay. The ingredients themselves, the 3 batches that are sewn together in a small leather and cloth pouch for you, those packages, as they're handed to you, will run you about a gold piece each. And then for the healing potions, those require 2 gold each.
He offers the gold needed, so I need to take off 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Oh,
It'd be
that.
7 gold.
Yeah, I accidentally pressed add instead of remove, so I need to remove 14. Thank you. Um, do you happen to know of any other places around that I can procure the alchemical ingredients? And he kind of just puts the globe through away finally.
All right. Put them away in one of your many pouches and make your way out. And the mousy lady just gives you a warm smile and a wave.
Mm.
Eventually, you make your way back to the ship.
Mm.
And Clyde does as well with the large stacks of loaves within his arms. Eventually, as you all reboard this ship and get yourselves pulled out and on your way, the familiar sensation of the rocking of the sea becomes not second nature, but familiar. As you start sailing, the sounds of actually having crew about with you is weird. The sound of people moving beside yourselves without the need of any extra hands is weird. Again, it's there's no other way to stress it or produce the effect. You just feel weird. As the last time you were on this ship, you felt that you needed to do something, that you always had a job, you had something to do. And now you just wait.
Hmm. Oh, this is going to be difficult to get accustomed to.
As it does so, I just need to change a little bit of the music. 1 second. The first day you are all out sailing amongst the coast, the ship is smooth, or as smooth as it can be as the waves rock it gently. The sound of birds is rather inconvenient. The annoying sound of their squawking still getting on your nerves. The rats of the air, as one might call them.
They're not pigeons, though.
No, seagulls are worse.
Depends.
You don't know seagulls, my friend.
Oh, I know seagulls, but I've met some very rude pigeons.
We'll agree to disagree.
They're all shit. They're all shit bombers.
All right, I'll agree to that. Anyway, moving on. As the ship starts setting sail and continuing on, the first day is quiet. Nothing to report. The sea is calm and smooth, not a cloud in sight. The sun is warm. And you start getting somewhat familiar with the company on the ship. You don't know any of their names, but they do have enough respect for you to get out of there, or to get out of your way when you walk by. Iris, normally busy within her own confines of the captain's quarters, you guys find that the usual deckhands and the navigator are still aboard, taking hands at the wheel, making sure everything's still going in the proper direction and way. As the sun starts slowly setting and everything goes gently quiet for the night, and the ship still rocking as the lights are ignited and the deck goes quiet as only the usual night watch are set out. You guys find yourselves, well, alone, which is odd. Every once in a while, you'll hear something, a creak in the deck, someone walking by, and it'll wake you a little bit, still unfamiliar to the sounds of the other compatriots, or at least associates you have with this crew. Until eventually, Niram, there's a knock on your cabin door.
Okay. Come in, I guess.
Oh, door opens and closes, and you see Ryoka come in a simple tunic. She sits on the floor and she's just staring at you. I need your word. And I need a promise.
All right.
I know she's not my blood, and she's definitely not, well, related to me. But she is my daughter now. And if what you said is true, and I'm really hoping it's not, I need a promise from you that we won't fail. And I need your word that if we do, we can save her.
Narum just looks at Ryoga, looks her straight in the eyes, and goes, I will promise that we'll do everything that we can so this won't go wrong. And in the case that it does, consequences be damned, I'm gonna help you save her.
In typical monk fashion, you see Ryoka her demeanor has changed. You can see the usual fire that she had, one that was uncontrolled, is now somewhat slender. Now more of a controlled burn rather than something that's raging out of control. You see as she bows very gently as she's still sitting. She stands and takes a few steps towards you and lightly socks you in the shoulder. It's going to be a lot harder if you don't keep your word.
Oh,
She turns and leaves.
Hey, before you leave,
She stops.
you can save all that hogwash about her not being your blood. She's your daughter, for God's sake.
She doesn't
All
show
right,
it, but you
well,
can probably tell that she has a smile on her face. And she closes the door behind her. As this goes on, the night is long. You guys all sleep quietly. Still, the shifting sounds of timbers and the usual deck spikes. You hear them groan as the sea still kilters left and right, side to side, slowly in a motion of rolling. As you do so, and morning finally dawns, the smell of something cooking is fragrant. It smells of onion and bacon, with a throw of garlic and sage.
Food.
Yes. Eventually, the wake-up call as you hear a gentle chime being rung, and you hear the sound of many feet coming by and heading down towards the main mess area of the ship, namely being that of the kitchen. Sauntering off, finally slouching your way out of bed, most of you make your way over, and Niram, you smell something you haven't smelled in a while. Fresh coffee. Strong brew, good for sailors.
Hmm. You know what's gonna happen? So you know how in I think it's specifically like Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Think Scooby-Doo. You see the freaking scent, and the character just smells it and starts floating after it. That's exactly what's happening with Nerem.
Oh.
He is levitating towards that coffee, come what may.
No, it's just like a frozen with bread.
It almost starts a fight, but a couple of the sailors, since it's early in the morning, people are all trying to get their own brew. A couple of them bringing their own cups and their own tankards. And eventually you get your own, and it's a thick brew. I mean, it's probably the blackest coffee you've ever seen, but it smells amazing.
If it ain't black, it ain't worth it.
No, all coffee
If it
is
ain't
good.
black, it's not coffee. But near him, you sit there in the morning and lean back against the wall, and it's damn good coffee. It's, believe it or not, even to somebody who might be a connoisseur, it would taste like crap. But to you who hasn't had it in a while, it's a strong brew, it's hot, and it's great. The rest of you mingling about, talk with some of the people on the crew. You realize that most of them are in the employ of Lord Brokenridge. Turns out that as you ask around, most of you being somewhat charismatic, especially Clyde and Rowan when they want to be, you guys actually find out that Iris has actually pledged her service to Brokenridge, and the pay is fairly significant.
No wonder.
Mm.
I suppose with the exception of Ryoka, everyone's employed by Lord Brokenridge.
Yeah, Ryoka is not employed by Lord Brokenridge.
Yet,
If you wanted to
anyway.
ask her about what she's doing, you can.
Wait
You
a
guys are
minute.
going to find out about her from the crew.
You know what? You know what we just realized, or probably should realize. Despite it being a false, essentially, despite getting betrayed by Lord Brokenridge, we never got paid for the quest in the first place.
Remember, he said he owed you, and a favor from Brokenridge is not to be taken lightly.
Favor from a noble is never to be taken lightly.
Okay,
Mm.
that's stretching it. But Brokenridge, you know he's honorable. There's been one time where he stabbed you in the back, but that was because he was trying to help you.
Hmm.
Sure, it might tread on the matter, but you guys know whatever you've asked for from Brokenridge, he has retrieved it for you and given it to you without question. Just let it be known. But in doing so, over the course of the next few days, you guys actually sense the crew's getting a bit antsy. Seems somebody saw something and they don't really like the idea.
Zone's gonna actually investigate a little bit.
What would you like to investigate?
He like just look around and figure out what people have been looking at and things like that.
So you're going to talk to people
Yeah.
instead of, okay, so you're going to socially investigate. Go ahead and make me a general charisma check. The sound of somebody who made charisma their dump stat.
Actually, it's not his dump stat,
I was making a joke.
but yes. That is.
We know it's a 66. Come on.
It's actually 15.
15. Yeah, they're sailors. They're superstitious. Somebody saw what they thought was some sort of a black bird before they left port. Most of them think it's an owl. And from where most of them are from in the Kamyar, a black owl is very, very bad karma, bad juju, and bad luck. Most of the people, I mean, they were happy on the first day out because nothing ever happens on the first day. You're too close to port for something to happen. This is the second day where everything finally sets in, where you're finally out on the sea, the ship tolling on with the waves higher and higher as you get out in further, deeper sea, away from the coast. It seems the crew are superstitious that something's going to happen and they're not sure what. They don't like it. Most people are walking around and you see the crew normally are unarmed. And you see most of them are walking around with large bludgeons, some of them with blackjacks or even what look to be with sailors' knives. Most of them are armed in some way. Anything
Mhm.
else?
I don't really have anything at this moment. Maybe possibly Zorm's probably gonna just spend some alone time kind of to himself, really. He's still he hasn't really gotten the chance to kind of process everything that's happened in the last several weeks that have transpired, i.e. the whole scarecrow and the Feywild and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably going to spend some alone time to just kind of process all of that. And yeah.
Okay.
I think Volso spent his time with his potions mainly to make those 2 healing potions.
Okay. Easy enough to do. Go ahead and just make me a general. Yeah, this will be a survival check.
Survival?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Then natural 20 plus 2, so 22.
All right. The potions go well. The rocking of the ship helps you somewhat, but most of it is the essence that you know your craft and you know what you're doing, even if you are still a beginner. Making general potions, something as simple as a minor potion of healing, is definitely something you can do. It only takes about 4 hours to make a minor healing potion, as the magics aren't as truly heightened or concentrated with the ingredients allowed. But it does offer some semblance of reassurance that if something were to go wrong, you have a chance to survive. The healing potions, however, are going to take you a little bit longer. Those take about 8 hours each.
Alright.
So it'll take just about another 2 days to make those potions. But as of right now, you have about 2 of your minor healing potions, and by the end of the day, you will have your third one.
Alright then. Let me just add those to the list. Actually, would it be possible to call Ryoka over?
You could go and find her, sure.
Yeah. Uh Wallace would at least go seek out Ryoka to, well, at least offer one of the potions towards him. He knows that, well, aside from Ryoka and Iris, he's already given everyone their potion, and despite it being a minor potion, it could probably help them out in a pinch.
Searching around, it takes you a little while, but you manage to find Ryoka within her room. She's currently practicing a couple of usual traditional monks, pretty much both key meditation and just normal. Well, you get the gist.
Hey, Ryoka, have a moment.
She opens her eyes and kind of turns her head. What?
Just came to offer you one of the potions I made. That'd be helpful, especially for the where we're heading towards.
She throws her chin over and notions towards her bunk. Put it over there. I'm still busy.
Alright, alright. And kind of just goes, leaves it there. How have you been since our last travels? How's the kid?
Wonderful, actually. She's an awesome kid. I haven't been able to teach her much, but I've been able to take care of her. I don't know too much about mothering something, but gotten a couple of tips and helps from Lady Brokenridge and a couple of others.
Everything's done in baby steps, so it's good to see that at least it's
Don't
progressing.
I fucking know it. Eventually, as you seem to continue this conversation, Door opens once again, and Iris pokes her head in. We might have an issue. And
I
she,
heard. Oh,
and she notions you guys up. Ryoka sighs and stands up. Niram, you're found still down below, sipping on coffee. It's wonderful. It's just wonderful. Eventually, Iris comes over to you. You see, tailing behind her is Ryoka and Vullis. We might have an issue.
Immediately, yeah, he immediately puts down his coffee and just moves over.
How dare you interrupt coffee time?
Why not just
And
take your cup with you?
it's because sometimes when it's a good thing, you want to leave it behind so that way you can come back to it.
But it'll be cold.
Hey, cold coffee's good too. Have you
Yeah.
never
Always
had
read.
like iced coffee? Oh man.
Have you
Oh,
never
Well, I'm not
had
a coffee drinker, so
Oh my God, Hope.
Moving on.
kill her. Kill the heathen.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
I mean,
Don't
do it
crucify someone
please
just
for
because
my
they
mortal
don't like
minds.
coffee.
As you guys are brought up to the main deck, Iris actually brings you guys back to the aft end of the ship. And she pulls out a spyglass and she hands it to you first, Niram, and she points out to your far southwest.
Well, what do we see over there?
Make me a perception check.
Does the spyglass give me advantage?
No, it gives you the ability to actually make the roll.
Okay. Well, that's a 6, so I don't see shit. I just poke myself with the freaking spyglass.
Over out on the horizon, you see something. You're not sure what it is, but it looks somewhat gray, at least from this distance.
Oh boy, is it Ghost Ship Bungaloo Electric 2?
He just passes the freaking spyglass over to Zora and just goes, I can't see shit.
I can't see shit. Zorm's gonna try and take a look.
You can go over and snatch the glass away from Niram as he gives it away. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
What is my perception?
Wisdom.
No, I was trying to saying to myself really. That's a +5, so 19.
19. All right. Looking out over the horizon through the spyglass as you look towards where Iris kind of directs you towards, you look out and you actually see what looks to be a ship with long gray sails, no flag, and the body looks to be made of some sort of a black and dark brown wood. A very sleek looking ship, at least from this distance. But it doesn't exactly bring you comfortable thoughts that it's coming towards you.
Are we supposed to recognize that ship?
What ship?
And Zarm kind of follows suit with what Iris did and kind of hands off the spyglass to Volus and points in the direction.
All right, well, let's go ahead and make me your perception check. I'll say, due to the nature of him pointing it out and helping you, you can do so at advantage. In the general area.
19.
19. Yeah. And you actually see, following his finger along with the spyglass, you see this very sleek, at least from this distance, looking ship. And it is facing towards you. And it looks like it's trying to gain.
Would Willis know if Dieta, right? The person who owns the territory in the south, would they have their ships in this style?
That's not something you would know.
Okay.
But from what you can guess, and what Iris would tell you, these are pirates. It looks like they mean to overtake. And it seems like they have the speed to do so.
Iris,
Well then,
how heavy are your cannonballs?
There are no cannons.
What are some heavy things that you might have here? That we could
well, if it's
potentially drench in oil.
We have food stocks. We have replacement equipment for the lines. A set of extra sails.
would I be
And that's probably about it. It's stuff we need.
What is something that's disposable?
Zordum?
Mhm.
I do not think we have the capacity to just randomly burn shit and throw it. But if we need something combustible, kind of just like his opens his palm, it kind of sparks a bit. When they get close enough, I think I can do some real damage.
Okay.
You know, Valis, for a
That
second
is-
I thought you meant you were just gonna chuck Zoram overboard.
I mean, that's the temptation, but
Oh, come on, really? If anything,
Well-
Roan's the perfect fucking size.
I resent that.
look, Rowan would probably try to wrestle with the fish or something, then do that.
It was
Well, wait,
one
you
time.
don't know that he was fighting the rat, do you?
No, wait, he was fighting a rat.
Oh
wait a minute.
boy!
No, I was asking that. I was asking that out of character.
Oh, come on.
I don't know, would have been the perfect time to talk about it.
But as that's going on, Iris looks. From the way I can see it, they'll be overtaking us about tomorrow afternoon. We'll try and pretend we're some useless merchant, so perhaps we might be able to spring a trap on these bastards.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what they have, but as they get closer, we might be able to tell what they are.
If that's the case, Iris, do you happen to have any blink books on you?
No. Just a couple of journals that I use for navigation and recording courses.
Nothing blank. Let me. He kind of just feels around with his bag a moment.
You could probably ask the crew. Some of the crew might have some spare journals. Or even a spare piece of paper. If that's what you need.
Potentially. I was thinking of trying to use something, but I need to check my skills because I don't know if I can write magic scrolls or something. Or if that's wizard. No, I do not think I can. Never mind.
Hmm.
I thought I could use a certain spell, but I don't believe I can
Okay.
write it. Never mind.
Well, as this happens, it's more of a, well, there isn't much we can do right now. Just wait. And I hate waiting, but we'll have to do it. I'll let you guys know when time is upon us, okay?
Of course.
But as the rest of you are now notified that you're being tailed by pirates that are trying to gain upon you with the intent to overtake, the threat of possibility of combat grows increasingly stronger every passing moment. And with that, we'll go ahead and end today's session there.
Mm-hmm.
That was really fun.
Indeed.
Beautiful session.
But anyway, I'll go ahead because I got to wrap this up quickly. I do need to do something for my mother, but I will. Those of you on Twitch, hello and welcome. Goodbye as well. I'm in a bit of a hurry today, so I'll have to speed this up a little bit. So
You
pardon my talk.
can let me take over for the ending.
But you know
thing.
I always do this.
I know.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll give it.
Don't
to you.
take away his
Fine.
joy.
Fine, do it.
All
I
right.
don't want to do it anyway.
Okay. Oh.
Poor Grape.
Anywho, the rest of you, since I don't get to talk to Twitch today,
All right.
you guys enjoy.
Okay.
No, but for those of you on Twitch, hello and welcome. We hope you enjoyed, and as the screen says, thank you very much for watching. If you guys want to stick around for a little bit more, we'll be here hopefully next Saturday in case anything fucks up on my end and I can't host. Please go to the Discord that Behemoth has, and you can find out what's happening there. If you want to find out what's happening earlier, you can check the VODs over on the playlist we have on YouTube. But other than that, we do hope you enjoyed. We love having you. If you laughed, why not drop a follow? But other than that, I'll go ahead and hand it off to Behemoth so he can figure everything else out.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Again, I would like to thank everyone who showed up for today. I would like to thank a few days short for the raid, even though I didn't quite react in the moment. And also, thanks to Scruffy for the follow. Very appreciated. And thanks, Hope, for the second follow. This time with your other account. But yeah, I hope y'all had fun. As Grape said, hopefully the next session will be next week, Saturday. We've had a bit of issues in the past because of unannounced problems and all that jazz, but hopefully we'll be getting back on track. Anyways, thank y'all for sticking around, and hope y'all have a nice rest of your day.